Hello everyone, I'm Storm Checker ET meteorologist Austin Haskins. We have a lot to talk about in the weather department today that includes very warm and humid conditions in the forecast. We've already seen it this morning and we're going to continue to see it through the rest of the day today. Highs mid to upper 80s. Some spots could make a run for 90 this afternoon. The dew points in the 60s and lower to even some mid 70s. So that's going to push the heat index well into the 90s today. We're also going to deal with breezy southerly winds between about 10 and 25 miles per hour sustained, some gusts between 25 and 35 miles per hour. And then on top of all that, thunderstorms expected to redevelop later today and tonight along a cold front. The timing anywhere from 3 p.m. to about 2 a.m., but mostly after about 5 p.m. I put it as early as 3 p.m. because a couple of the models do show at least some showers and storms developing out ahead of what's expected to be a main line of storms coming through this evening. We have the threat for severe storms and some heavy rainfall. So first, let's take a look at the heat index forecast for today. So we're already starting off in the 70s this morning, and the dew point hanging out right around that 70-degree mark. And already by about 11 a.m., the heat index likely pushing mid to upper 80s. And we very well can get well into the 90s this afternoon with that heat index. In fact, what you're showing here for Eau Claire, potentially the heat index peaking up to about 97 to 98 degrees. And that would be in the early to mid-afternoon. So not likely reaching triple digits. Some spots could get very close, but mostly the heat index today in that mid-90s threshold. Also, as I mentioned, the wind is going to be rather breezy today. Sustained winds, again, 10 to 20, maybe up to 25 miles per hour in a few spots, with gusts at times at or over 25 to 30 miles per hour. So now taking through Futurecast, there will be some clouds that'll filter through this morning towards mid to late morning, but for the most part today, we should stay pretty quiet. Here's 4:30. This model is not really showing much development out to the west. It does show the main line of storms coming through. Likely will enter the Minnesota-Wisconsin border or reach that area between about 6 and 8 p.m., and then will continue to quickly push to the east. Now, there are signs that it's supposed to be a weakening trend with these storms as they move through, but depending on how much energy we have to work with today with all the warmth and the heat and the humidity and the moisture we have, the storms may take a while for them to kind of wind down. So we're going to have to watch things closely later this afternoon, and especially into tonight. A few showers and storms lingering overnight, but the rain chances will start to diminish as we head into tomorrow morning. Most of tomorrow should be dry. I can't rule out a couple of showers. There may be a few peaks of sun too, but I'm generally going an overcast sky for tomorrow. And then later down the line, Wednesday night into Thursday morning, especially overnight Wednesday into Thursday morning, we'll have another chance for rain and storms to return to the area. And this is going to be another time period that we're going to watch for another round of multiple shower and thunderstorm chances, along with some heavy rain and maybe some severe storms again for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We'll worry about that in the next couple of days. Another look at Futurecast. This is the one I was talking about where you could see some storms developing early to mid-afternoon. Mostly this would be along and west of Highway 53 and really along and west of Highway 25 for that matter. 6:30 does show some storms out ahead of the main line that will come through. And we'll have to kind of watch that too, because those are the ones that could maybe produce the hail and damaging wind threat. And mostly when the line of storms comes through, it'll mostly be a wind threat. The tornado threat is there, but rather isolated in nature, as you'll see here coming up in just a minute. And then that will continue, but it'll start to weaken overnight. Some showers through early tomorrow morning. And then again, couple isolated showers around tomorrow, but for the most part, we'll be trending drier. We're also going to be cooler and less humid tomorrow too. So we get a one-day break from the rather humid conditions, but it will come back again with that next wave of rain and storms by the end of the week. So we have a level 1 and level 2 out of 5 risk for severe weather in place as of the early morning update. This will likely update to some degree throughout the day, so be sure to check back on our social media pages for updates on that. And as I mentioned, it is an all hazards threat. Hail up to quarter to golf ball size and winds up to 70 miles per hour. And the area in yellow, it's a medium threat, a low threat in the brown area. And then with the tornado threat, it is isolated, but it's a very low threat. So we'll have to kind of watch, that as we head into this evening and especially heading into tonight once the sun goes down. Now, heavy rain will also be a threat as well, but with the line of storms moving through pretty quickly, flash flooding is not expected to be a major issue, and they actually did cancel the flood watch that was in place for the entire area. Now, over the next couple of days, though, we still could see anywhere from about 1/4 of an inch to an inch of rain across the area with some higher pockets of rain. But the next 7 days, those totals jump up again, and most spots will likely see anywhere from 1 to 3 inches of rain by the end of the day Saturday and into Sunday morning. And some spots could even see a little bit more than that. So a lot of rain still to come. What's already been a rather wet June across the area through yesterday. We've already seen 4.62 inches of rain in Eau Claire. That's just under 2 inches above the average. And for the year, we're 2.5 inches above average with 16.36 inches of rain. I do want to make a note about this, though. The rain data for the climate, which is taken at the airport in Eau Claire, the data from Saturday is missing. So likely this number, I think, is a little bit closer to that 5-inch mark. We had about 1/4 or so of an inch of rain on Saturday. So that number is a little bit lower than what we've actually seen. But nonetheless, a lot of rain so far in the month of June. Highs today, 85 to 90 across the area. That's about 10 degrees above average. We're back into the 60s for tonight. And look at how much cooler we're going to be tomorrow. How about low to mid 70s? That's going to feel nice. And with the less humid conditions, those dew points back in the 50s, that'll certainly feel pretty nice. Now, the first day of summer on Thursday, not looking to be the nicest. Highs in the mid-70s. Again, chance of showers and storms becomes likely Friday and Saturday. Very humid once again with highs around 80. But by Sunday, I have a slight chance of rain on there. That will mostly be for Sunday early in the morning. Most of Sunday looks good. And Monday, as of right now, next week looking good. High temperatures those days right around 80.